Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think I would run into you here. My apologies. I should, go. No. No, there is something I would like the two of us to talk about. It has been a long time since the two of us were alone. Several months, in fact, but I realize that the dissolution of our prior courtship came as a shock to both you and I. I know this is something that is difficult to speak about, but it need be said. I never intended for things to happen the way they did. I thought that courting a fellow noble would be simple. I'm the crown prince after all. What I say should go. But I didn't realize how complex the matter was. I knew that my family intended for me to marry another from another kingdom, some political game, but it merely was not in my mind when I became enamored with you. I owe you an apology. I did not realize that my family would call for the dissolution of our courtship. And I, being spineless, followed their word to the letter. Do you remember how we first met? Peculiar turn of fate. A foreign noble from another kingdom, here to join the court. My father's court. I was so vehemently against it. I thought bringing foreign nobles to the court would sow distrust and bring chaos in its wake. It would only show dissent within our own ranks, but my family made the decision anyway, and for the longest time I was so angry about that fact. I thought that my words had been disregarded, but when I set eyes on you for the first time, the day you arrived, I thought I had to make you mine. That you intrigued me so much. I wanted to know everything about you. Every detail, everything you loved, everything you hated, everything that made you, you. Call me foolish, but it was your eyes, you see. Something about them, it just drew me in. Made me want to know more. But you You weren't used to this land, the customs, the people. I may have been a crown prince, but I was below your notice. Something forgettable, small even. You never treated me like the rest of the nobles do, either trying to ply me with favours or acting as if I was made of glass. I was just another foolish person to you. And I think that is what enamoured me with you the most. When we began our relationship, I was happy, so overjoyed. It took time and a lot of effort, but I felt like you were the first person who could finally see me. Not just the person on the outside, the soul within. The cadence of my heart. And we were together. And when we were together, those days were the happiest of my life. I treasured every second, even when you were great distances away, and when you had to return to your own lands for that time, and there was such distance between us, I still wrote you a letter every other day. And I would hope and pray that I would receive your reply soon. In the morning I would wake up and the first thing I would check was if there had been any correspondence, but sometimes there was not, and sometimes there was. It wasn't the days that I didn't hear from you that were the difficult ones. It was the ones that I heard back. Just reading your words, it felt like a taste of heaven. And then to go back to normality after that, it would play on my mind like an itch, like a tick in my brain. And when my family found out of our courtship and called for the dissolution of it, I showed my cowardice. I did as I was instructed. I ended things, and it was something that never should have been ended between the two of us. They wanted to wed me to some foreign noble, some royal of some description, and I saw them for the first time today. My family described them as royal caliber. The perfect person to be wed to, that fits within all royal standards, the look, the walk, the way they talk, but there is one flaw which shattered their grand illusion for me, and that is that they are not you. I'm far from a good man, but giving you up was the worst mistake I had ever made. But I know that you are better off without me. I know the worries that love brings, and I know the turmoil that it sows within the hearts of those that are righteous. I shouldn't even be having this conversation with you, but after everything that's happened, all that has followed, I can't help but think that there is only one thing that I want. One person. And that is you. I know that I am far, far out of bounds by saying this, by saying any of this, but you deserve to know that after you left, after I pushed you away, I kept a small piece of you, and I keep it in my heart in the deepest depths that there are. You give me solace, and pain, and love, and fear, and misery, and a million other beautifully painful emotions. Which is why I'm saying this. Will you give me a chance to right my wrongs? Allow me to denounce my father and join you. Not as a prince and noble, no, I will renounce every title I have. If it means I can hold you one last time. As I said, I am not a man for fleeting dalliances. And I know what my heart is telling me. And it is telling me that you are my destiny.